Welcome to Wednesdays with Whitney. I am Whitney, and I am joined today by two beautiful ladies. This is Emily Webb, and this is Miss Kelly Marble. Both of these people probably need no introduction on my feed because I have known them for quite a while now. We're involved in a lot of things together, and we were just reviewing our How We Met story, and it's pretty beautiful, if I have to say so myself. So I think I met Kelly first. Fem City, of course. Is that just the answer to everything?
Every other question? Yeah.
How did you meet Fem City? And we met at, I think, the very first event that I went to with Fem City when Christina was leading.
Oh, yep.
Was that correct?
It wasn't my first event. But
my first event.
Your first event.
So Kelly was one of the smiling faces that welcomed me to Fem City, and then we hit it off there. And then Miss Emily and I met via the emails because she was, what was your position at YPC?
I was the charitable chair of the Young Professionals Connection, also known as YPC.
All that. So back when I was doing a lot of litter stuff, first round, we'll get back to that next April. You can look forward to that. But Emily was the person I was communicating with, and I was like, hey, I want to do litter pickups with YPC. And she was like, yes. So we had this beautiful email connection.
Yes.
And then through email, I somehow ended up shooting Emily's wedding. Like,
yeah, so I was getting married and I wasn't fully prepared for all the things I needed to do, and Whitney kind of just helped me through it all. So, I hadn't even met her yet.
Yeah. So we hadn't met in person. I was like, so here's what you need to do in order to make your wedding day happen. And she did it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and then I just found out that the two of them met at one of the litter pickups that I helped host with YPC.
Yep.
At the studio.
At the studio. So can you two tell me about like when you guys met and how that like transitioned to all of this DMARC beautiful stuff that we'll be talking about today?
Yeah. So I was co-hosting the litter pickup with you, and Kelly came as a guest.
Yeah, as a guest.
As a
shared
litter
on
lawyer.
Facebook. Yeah.
And then I am pretty active on Facebook posting about DMARC and the Young and Hungry group, and I think Kelly must have just seen that. So then...
Yeah, when I was with Orchestrate, I remember you had emailed about Young and Hungry, and so I knew you were involved in the group, so I just reached out over Facebook, sent a message, and now we're here.
The rest is history. And I love that because it's I mean, that's the beautiful thing about Facebook, right? We are like one click away from getting involved in what we're interested in. So today we're here to talk about DMARC and their upcoming event. Can you tell me a little bit about DMARC, Miss Emily?
Yes. So DMARC stands for the Des Moines Area Religious Council, and then it's just DMARC.
Yep.
And we are a local food pantry distribution network. So we distribute food to 14 local Central Iowa food pantries. And we also have 3 mobile pantries for people that can't necessarily get to a pantry. So we have a lot of elderly population, people that live in areas where the bus might not go and they don't have access to a car. So we have these mobile pantries that also deliver food.
Yeah, which is incredible. And you all know that I'm super passionate about solving food insecurity, which is like a whole huge issue. But I think things like food pantries and supporting that is one way that we can help support a population that's struggling to make ends meet.
Definitely.
So, tell me about some of the fun things that DMARC does to support its population.
Yeah, so one thing I want to bring up is that we have a large refugee population. And so a cool thing that we do every month is we have a food donation item of the month, and it's, you know, cereal or peanut butter. Yep. But we also, for our refugee population, we have a item of the month to donate to a certain refugee population. We'll have like fish sauce. So it's like,
because it's not something well, I have it in my cabinet, but like that's not a normal item, I think.
Yeah. So we'll have something that like, please donate this item for our refugee population, which is great because their palates are a little bit different. They came from countries where maybe we don't they have as much salt as we do.
And so they use fish sauce instead of all the salt that we Americans use.
Exactly.
Maybe a better choice. I don't know. We won't get into that.
So that's one really cool thing that DMARC does that I think is different than other pantries. So.
And what about Young and Hungry?
Yeah, so Young and Hungry is an opportunity for young professionals to get involved with DMARC and to get, especially people who are passionate about food insecurity, and so it's a great way to just like dip your toes into being more involved with the local nonprofit organization.
Love that. And so Monsters and Martinis is happening, which I love the title. Whoever came up with that, that's genius.
Our one of the guys on our committee, his name's Luke. He's our marketing coordinator, and he came up with it. He's really creative and great. So
awesome. So tell me about this event. How can we find it? What's going to happen? Who does it support? Like, what's the goal here?
Yeah, so Monsters and Martinis is next week, Thursday, November 1st, the day after Halloween. It's down at Juniper Moon, so if you come down, bring a can of unsweetened pumpkin puree. You get a free drink ticket for a drink at Juniper Moon, and we'll also be providing Gusto Pizza for anyone that comes. So,
and then all the proceeds are going towards DMARC?
Yep, they'll go into the Young and Hungry Fund.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
So, awesome. Love that. So fun, easy event in order to get involved, and probably a good place to go and meet people who are already involved if you're interested in getting involved in helping out with food insecurity. So the other thing that I've been getting a lot of questions about this lately, like the question is like, how do you get involved in something? And these two women right here are like the champions of getting involved in things. I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to talk about this, because when I answer this question, I always say, well, I tend to be a little bit of a rogue, so I'm not the person that usually joins boards, and occasionally I join committees, but I do things like the litter pickup where I'm going to do this. I'm going to partner with an organization. I have a business, so I can kind of make that work. So like the Dress for Success headshots, I went to them and I said, I want to do this. Please let me do this. And they said yes. But if you don't have a business, you can still approach whatever you're interested in and say, hey, I want to help you, and here's what I think I can bring value to. So when you are like looking for things to get involved in, how do you make those choices?
Yeah, so I think I'm a good person to ask, because I did move to Des Moines in 2015, 2016, and so I wasn't involved in anything here.
Yeah, just starting out.
Yep, exactly. And so I kind of made a list of what I really care about, and then I pursued opportunities from that list. And I think you have to pick a few things that you really care about, and then you have to be committed to them. So if you do end up joining things, give it your all.
Yeah.
Don't join too many.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think
what's
great about Des Moines is it's so easy to get involved in things that you care about. There's so many resources. It wasn't hard for me to find things. I went to Volunteer Local and found that the Y needed a board member, and I care about wellness, so I thought, oh, this is great, I'll join on the Y board. Or I went to YPC's website and got involved in their charitable committee, because I knew that would present me with a lot of different opportunities. So if you're worried about how to find them, trust me, it's not hard. There's resources. You can always contact people like us. Like, we're connectors, and we'll help you out.
Yeah, and I feel like if you are ever interested in getting involved in something, you know someone that is. Like, when I just messaged Emily on Facebook, I was like, hey, I know you're involved with Young and Hungry. How can I get involved? Yeah. And it's that simple. And
people love getting those messages. Like, I get so excited when I get messages from people that want to get involved in things.
Well, and just to see, I mean, that's the easiest part, right? If you're supporting an organization and somebody comes to you and says, I want to be part of it, it's like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
Like, I can use this. Because I think a lot of times when we think about supporting nonprofits, we think about money, right? Like, we need to give money in order to be supportive. Well, when you're young and making your way in the world, money is not the easiest thing at our fingertips. But what I think we do have is time and talent and energy.
Yep.
And we have brain power. So using our brain power and saying like, hey, maybe I can't write those big checks right now, but I can show up. And I can be innovative, and I can bring a new crowd, and I can leverage what I have at my fingertips. I think that just like, what is it, time, treasure, and talent, those three. So when I look at, how can I give, occasionally I'll do a monetary give. So last year, around this time, I did a monetary give for Food Bank of Iowa, and I said, I'm going to give X from all of my shoots. So sometimes I do that, but sometimes I'm like, hey, I want to give my time and I'm just going to show up and I'm going to be part of that. So I encourage people always, of course, there's like organizations like YPC that you can just go and enjoy and like hang out, or you can get involved on a board and, you know, be in charge of some of the direction there.
Yes.
Fem City's the same. Like you can show up, you can enjoy, or you can get involved in a board. And then just like nonprofits, like they need people.
And they're everywhere. And there's one for everything.
Exactly. Whatever you're passionate about, there's one for. So, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We will be back next Wednesday per usual. I can't remember what we're talking about, but I'm sure it's going to be great. Oh, I'm going to be with Molly Hansen, and we're going to talk about the Women for Water conference. So that'll be excellent. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.